Welcome to HumanityWins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now.
Hello, welcome to this new episode of HumanityWins.net. This is a very relaxed episode. Thank you, Tony, for having this. We have our most frequent guest, Tony, on the show today. Thank you, Tony, for accepting to doing this. I really appreciate it. It's just an example of what I've been telling to try to do some different videos, not in a closed environment, but out there in nature and that. So in my case, in my vacation, I've been talking about, so I have the sea behind me, I have some palm trees and that, and we're in London, out there in a bridge, and we can see also, beautiful city, London, major city, but certainly beautiful, and we can see the different landmarks. Yes,
got
we can see
Lambeth Bridge.
Yes.
This is the Thames. I think that's Vauxhall MI5 building up there somewhere on the left.
Yes.
And you got that's New Bank's in front of me. But you got,
I remember that bridge very well. So
you got the London
because
Wheel.
I remember when people came to London and asked me to be their tourist guide, because I share with you I posted that many friends of friends and that on my path, because London is so expensive to get a hotel or a hostel or whatever, that I didn't mind to have people over and they could save on the hotel. But if I was free, because I was doing like what is now called home office, so if I didn't have to do any meetings or anything like that, that was basically free. They asked me to be their tourist guide, and I remember taking them. And of course, the usual one, Greenwich, Piccadilly Circus, Oxford, Trafalgar Square, the usual Herald's Court and everything, the usual landmarks, okay? So Tony, we're discussing before recording on a topic that I think it's very now, it's not been going on forever, but it's a topic that is very, I see it a lot, and it's one of the reasons I'm deprived for good channels. It's basically just Wake in the Future, just Adam from the Sugar to Truth, Michelle with Truth for Chroma, because I see most channels do this effort of what they call them calling out, like if it was a good thing, like calling out on other channels and saying they're shield, saying they're spreading lies, saying they're working for the system and that. And in reality, I think it goes with the ego that there are usually channels that they are bigger than them. There's a sort of envy that, they're thriving. They say they have, that their numbers are not right, that the system is helping them with the subscribers, with the views, with everything, with engagement. And I think it goes back to the very common fact that what we don't like, we call out. And I think we need to be better. I think it's a growing process. We need to understand that if it's not my cup of tea, you just let it go. I mean, you don't engage. You don't partake. So what do you think about that, Tony?
Yes, it is a very common thing. It's those of you guys just call that just now been doing it, and I've seen it, and I don't engage with it. It kind of brings me on a downer. I see it, and I think it's just negativity. And they're nice people, but they're just getting drawn into it. They're getting triggered by someone's comment, and it's like that. Once you make a comment back, it's a tit for tat. You've got to fight your corner. If you don't make a single comment, your hands are clean. You don't need to you're out of it already. You haven't got involved. But I think we all need to work on ourselves, our ego, and people tend to not be aware of where to tread. So just don't tread on anyone's toes. Just keep your slate clean. Because what happens when you say a comment to someone else, you may not be expecting it. It might seem obvious to me and you, but when they make a comment and call someone a shill or what they call them, they don't realise there's going to be a comment coming back at them. So there is always an equal and opposite reaction. It's like physics, karma. And you might not want to comment back, but it's coming back anyway. So, and then you feel hurt again. So you need to put another one their way, and you're in a vicious circle. And it's a simple process of not getting involved. Just don't engage. It's like the yin and yang symbol, where you got the black and the white, and it look like two little fishes spinning in a barrel. If you don't engage with your side, it obviously can't function. It can't engage and make a circuit. So, I respect all these guys that are out there doing their work, but they need to focus on what they're doing and not necessarily what others are doing, because it's wasted energy. It's just total wasted energy, getting drawn into things that you don't need to.
Yes, and no, sorry, go ahead. I thought you were done. No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, that's right. That was it. Yeah, this wasted energy, mate. Serious.
Yes,
Focus on what you're doing.
I agree completely with you. And I was thinking as you were speaking, it came to my mind, honestly,
Yeah,
that it's like building through destruction. Okay. So
Yeah.
more than building something, you are trying to destroy others. And even if you don't realize it, the thing is, so you can bring them down to your level. So that will automatically make you better if you think about it in your mind, in your egoic mind. We have spoke a lot about the egoic mind. So
Yes.
if I pull others to my level, then I'm at their level. So I'm better. So
Yes.
maybe that mechanism is going on. They don't even realize it, because I do believe at least part of the ones that partake in this calling out other channels, okay?
Yeah.
These calling out
it.
movements, for example, the New Age, for example, aliens, for example, yes, they're controversial subjects. You know, Flat Earth, another one. They're controversial,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's your place to really go out and call out, even if you think the Earth is a globe, to call out a channel that is about Flat Earth. Let them be.
Yeah.
Let them be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that the world is like it is, because there are 2, 3, 4 channels out there sharing the truth. And sometimes it's so silly, because, I mean, you also have to look. So we're talking about that. Then yes, they have millions of penetration of viewers. Then yes, you could make the claim they are making a dent. But when you look at channels that have 10,000 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, they're really not changing anything either way. So it's just your ego playing there, as far as saying, I know better. That's false. I have the alternative right here on my channel. And it's like that. I think I see a lot of calling out for the New Age, and I share that I think there are some components of the New Age that are correct. It's just they have been tainted, and they have been purposely made to be ridiculized. Same as UFOs, same as aliens, same as many things, same as the Flat Earth, same as many subjects, nuclear energy, and Einstein versus Tesla, and all of these divided subjects that they are, all of them that I mentioned are beyond the point. Because really none of that is what is going to get the situation better. The situation better is for us to change and understand, and try to be just a better version of ourselves, try to be respectful of what others think, and understand it's really not our place to be out there calling out, out there, saying, hey, don't look at that, look at me. That's ego, that's ego. I mean, so what do you think of that?
I totally agree with that. I mean, if you use the analogy of a boxer, say 2 boxers, and they're training for a fight, and they're, say, the heavyweight champion, middleweight championship of the world, and one's training hard in a training camp on a strict diet, got all the best equipment, they're altitude training, they're putting 100% in, and the other guy is looking around at his lesser boxers in the gym, saying, oh, that's rubbish, you're doing rubbish there, you should do this, you should do that. And they're doing their thing, and they're doing as good as they can do, but he's wasting energy on them, trying to direct them, and he's not doing his job. So when he gets into the ring with the other guy, he's going to get knocked out cold because he hasn't trained properly, or the quality of his work isn't going to be good enough, what it could have been. That's the analogy that comes to me. But it's wasted energy. It's like you're in a car, it's in neutral, and you're revving the engine. You're going nowhere. It really is a thing you need to work on and identify for yourself, because sometimes the penny doesn't drop. You could be in doing the same thing over and over again in the same situation. A certain person you meet, and they trigger you, and then it's a reflex. You just argue with that person all the time. You don't know why. And then later on, it might occur to you that, they're better looking than me, or I'm jealous of their clothes, but you're not. It doesn't register. But you need to figure out, why am I arguing with this person? Why do I need to argue? What is it that I'm arguing about? What is it about them that makes me angry? And when they figure out what it is that keeps them arguing, they might realize that there's something in their self that needs fixing instead. Something in their own life that they have a weakness in. So they're not aware they want to be the smartest in the room. They want to be the smartest looking in the room. They want to be the coolest in the room. And there may be a person over there that's cooler than them. And that's the reason they're arguing. It's not that they're arguing about the subject matter. It's something incidental. It's not even related to the what they're talking about. It's just a personal thing, and it's triggering them, and they're not aware. You know, they have to look at themselves sometimes. Just put the light on themselves. They say, why am I arguing with them? What is it about them that I don't like? And focus on their own job. You know, there's no need to waste energy and put other people down. And when you put other people down, it's a negative vibe, and you feel bad about yourself, and you make them feel bad. And it's like flicking a light switch. You switch it on to a positive. Just say something nice, like compliment. Oh, I like your video. That was a great video yesterday. You know, thanks. Yeah, I like how you did that and this. And then the energy changes. It's like the light comes on, and you're in the light again. And yeah, I don't like that. I used to be that myself. I will admit, I used to be drawn into little arguments with people because I wasn't conscious. I wasn't aware of how easily I was triggered. And it was a simple thing. They just kept doing it to me. And I think it's Michelle. She said to me once, "Don't give away your power." She said, she gave me a little tip. I can't remember what it is now. Memory's bad, but it was.
I remember that one. Yes. Basically, don't give them your power or your energy, something like that. Don't give them your energy, something.
That's it. And since then, I think I did it once more, and I regretted it, and then not since. So yeah, it's learning that you're wasting energy and time when you could be doing much better things and progressing. And it's a learning curve. Yeah, it's just something we have to all learn in our own way. You know. It's not everyone I like, but I'd rather say nothing than say something negative. I don't say nothing.
Yes, of course. And you know what, Tony? I think also goes back to what mainstream psychology will call narcissism. And let me explain you why.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to that because what I believe, this is my feeling on narcissism. Okay, this is not the mainstream explanation. It's close to, but it's not the same.
No.
That narcissism is you create an image of yourself because of that need of competition you mentioned. I mean, you're going to the room, you need to be the smartest guy. And you know what? More times than not, that's not going to be the case. And you need to be okay with that. Actually, for me, I heard something, especially on a business arrangement, on a business situation, like you have to be the dumbest guy. You have to be the dumbest guy. So you actually know that you have the resources. For example, you are leading a project. The best way is to be the dumbest guy in the room. So you have the resources in the room, in that meeting or whatever, to solve the problem. Because you have people that are actually smarter than you. And a narcissist cannot have that. I mean, he goes into the room, he has to make the point. Sometimes subtle, sometimes obvious, that he's the smartest guy in the room. And because this image is fabricated, it's artificial in your brain, the brain will act and say, you need to call out. You need to call out on this other one because he's a threat to your supremacy as the smartest guy around. Okay, so that's why you have to call out. You have to call out others. That so you minimize it. It's like these leaders, Tony, Stalins, and they. I mean, you of course know through mainstream history, all of these leaders will squash any type of opposition. Okay, and the reason it was squashed, and I'm literally talking, kill the opposing, anyone who will oppose them, throw them in jail, gulags out there in Siberia or whatever. The reason they needed to do that in their ego is because it was a threat. Because it was a possibility they will not be the leaders anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was, all of these leaders were narcissists for sure. Extreme narcissists, very sick individuals that's why they say, why will you like something different than Nazism, than communism, than socialism? Like saying you already have the best option because it's me. You know how it works? I mean, you already have the best, which is me, by the way. So the other ones are not that. And we're getting that in Mexico right now. We have a president that is like that, and he's a threat. He's leaving next year, but he's leaving. There's no re-election in Mexico, thank God. Although many thought he was going to change that constitutional law of no re-election, but no, he didn't apparently. So he has some health problems. He's 70, 69 or 70, so he's going to leave. But he has made a point basically that we don't need opposition, we don't need elections, we don't need whatever, because we already have the best option, which is us, which is called Morena, the party, and which is a party that is only 8-9 years old. He created that, and suddenly they're everywhere because they use this in order to be totalitarian. you have to destroy the others because you are
Yeah.
gonna get, because the chances are someone out there is gonna be better than you. I mean, most times than not.
Yeah.
And you need to be okay with that. The best way is be at peace that
Yeah.
yes, it's okay to be smart or it's okay to read books. I'm not against that. I'm not against acquiring knowledge. I'm against what that knowledge. If that knowledge changes you, it's like alcohol. Alcohol is fine
Yeah.
with you. I think it's fine. I don't see a problem. Alcohol changes you, demands things of you, becomes the center of your life, then you have a problem. And the same with knowledge. It could be like alcohol. If knowledge suddenly starts to change you and you think you know you're for sure. I remember a viewer once, I'm not calling him out, but it was funny to me that he said, I'm open to being wrong about everything. But the only thing I'm not open about is, I'm sorry, the only thing I'm sure about is that the earth is flat. And I say, you know what? I disagree because we don't know either way. And there's no way you can prove it to me beyond reasonable doubt. But no. And the argument started. And for me, there has to be something. It's not just the flat earth, Tony. Is religions like Christianism versus Islam versus Judaism. I mean, all of that. And there are people inside those movements. I don't say all of them. Some people, a minority, that, for example, say if you're not a Muslim, you're going to hell. I remember a taxi driver telling him, and he kind of asking me to thank him because he gave me the goods. So now, because I'm going to change to Islam, because what he said, I was not going to go to. Sorry, I laughed, but it was the arrogance. And I share with you this story that it was early in the morning. I was leaving from London. I think we're flying out from Luton or something like that.
Yes.
So it was a long drive and it was early in the morning. I didn't want to argue. And at the end, I think he figured out that he said, sorry, but I have to tell you that if you don't accept Islam, you and your family are going to go to hell.
Yeah, no, rubbish.
Okay.
Complete rubbish.
Yeah, I know.
It's control freak, isn't it? It's not necessarily, like you said, it's a great point.
It's a thought or a concept controlling your mind. Same as flat earth, same is the concept is more than your mind. It's actually dictating to your mind, the concept. Okay, so so the concept, the Islam, the religion of Islam is telling your mind what to think. So your mind is not even your slave anymore, which is the correct thing. You are the boss, the mind is slave to the idea, which is very dangerous. Because then you are not even thinking. Then you are not even thinking, Tony. You are just reacting to the earth is flat, and that's the most important thing. No, it's not. No, it's not the most important thing, and I don't care what the shape is. But
no, it doesn't matter to me. But like say you like drinking. If I have a few drinks, I know I won't be happy unless I have another few drinks, and another few drinks. So for me, I use drink the wrong way. I use drink not to sort of be socialized, mellow, and merry. I use drink to go to the extreme because that's where I left off. That's where I left it. And I've got a problem with drink, so I can't touch it anymore. And it's like, I abused it, and then it abused me. So, same for an idea of knowledge. If I abuse my knowledge and say, oh, I'm smarter than that guy, yeah, I'm much smarter than him, I'm going to abuse my knowledge and make him look silly or get one over on him because I'm smarter. I'm going to con him. I'm going to trick him. Because that's abusing that knowledge. So that will backfire on me because someone will see that eventually. Say, yeah, you're not a nice person. You're not a nice man. You're not a nice guy. And they'll be against me, and I'll get something happen to me one day because I abused my power. And I think that's what it is. People think they can throw their weight around, and there's no comeback. But there is. It's like karma. If you abuse your power with its knowledge, alcohol, however big you are, you're strong, quick, good looking, whatever external power you abuse, it's a test. That will come back on him or me. It's like karma. You can't abuse your power. So, I see it's like the universe is perfect. It tells us.
I see it as the same thing, Tony. I see it exactly. I think you got it. That alcohol can be like the flat earth, if it makes sense. Alcohol, I mean, something or an idea or something like alcohol or drugs or sex or even, people that are workaholic, they don't live. I mean, they work so much, so they don't, so that controls their lives. Same like alcohol, which I think, I'm not saying is your case, Tony. I think I think there are some cases that alcohol becomes the life of the person. They live to drink. Okay.
Yeah,
They wake up in the morning and it's when I'm gonna drink. I don't care how my day is gonna go, if I'm gonna see my children, what they're doing, if I'm gonna go to work. What the important concept is, I need to get the first drink so I can get the second drink, so I can get, which unfortunately you were saying that happened to you, that you had a few drinks and you couldn't say it's enough. The first six wanted the next six, and that's when it gets problematic. Okay.
I saw a friend from school years ago, and he said to me, "Oh, you haven't got a drink in your hand." I used to carry a strong lager all the time. I always see me with a drink in my hand when I was younger. I said, "No, I don't drink anymore." And he looked at me shocked. He said, "What do you mean? You don't drink anymore?" I went, "No, I quit, mate." I said, "I enjoy it too much." And he looked at me again. And I saw it.
Like what planet are you from? Something like that.
Yeah.
I know.
He couldn't believe I'd quit. But I said, I enjoy it too much. And that's what I thought of it. You know, I can't take it anymore because I go to excess on it. I go to the extreme with it. I enjoy it too much. It becomes a problem. So, yeah, I just have to...
It's something amazing, Tony. I think I shared privately the story with you that a few years ago I had to take some pills that they were actually, they could not be taken with alcohol. But it does. It was not that together. You had not to drink for a few months. Okay, that's in a nutshell. So a friend of mine had his birthday. He had a big party. He had the kind of party. There were waiters there preparing the drinks and that. So I went there for club soda or sparkling water or something like that on and off. Okay. So after 3 or 4, he said, "Should I prepare a whiskey, a bourbon, I want a beer?" No, thank you. And then he asked again and said, "No, thank you. Actually, I'm not drinking at this time." And he said, "Do you know you're the only one?" And it was women and men. And it was like 50 of us. He said, "Do you know they are the only person drinking club soda in the party?"
Good.
So it kind of seemed to me, Tony, how when you drink, you don't realize how it's very uncommon not to drink. And actually, for me, if it's affecting your health, if it's affecting you, like your psyche, it's controlling you, then certainly stop. Okay.
Yes.
But people that also don't drink because they just don't drink, it's perfectly fine. And we kind of, as a society, like, when you're 40 and you don't drink, it's like it's almost like you're 40 and you're a virgin or something. I don't know. It's
kind of.
Yeah.
You're not with the cool crowd. It's kind of like we started off talking about calling out shills and people that call other people out. It's like you're giving out energy outwards to something that's no good for you. And it's like I was giving that energy to something that was no good for me. It's that negative attention. You're giving out negative energy, or you're giving energy to something negative. And it's not good for us. We need to realise, I've got to quit drinking because the effects of that substance are negative. I've got to stop calling out shills because the effects of calling out shills gives a negative reaction back to me. So identify what's negative and try and stop doing it. Try to stop it. Yeah, because we don't seem to be conscious of what we put out, most people. And I try, but I still make mistakes. So
we make mistakes all day. I want to clarify that over and over again because I could come as, "Hey, have you made it? Are you the best version of you?" No way. And I don't wanna imply I am. Okay, I make mistakes all day, and things I do, but you can try them. And you're the perfect example. And when Michelle shared that with you, I did notice you stopped being like that in the comments, confrontational or whatever you want to call it. So that's a perfect example that you can evolve. Okay, you left the alcohol. You can evolve and change. You can be better. Okay, you can start today. But by the way, it's not something you do once and then say, "Okay, I did it," and then you go back. No, it's a struggle because as long as we have our mind, I think we have concluded, Tony, both you and and I think it's something looks very, very factual to me. But as long as we have a mind, a human mind, it will keep us in this state program beyond repair, on this state of turmoil, and it's gonna try to keep us like that. And I think this calling out in their heart, many of these people, maybe they're thinking they're doing the right thing. Honestly, I believe it. I'm not saying it's an act of evil, What I'm saying
No.
is you're being controlled without you knowing you're being controlled. Same as you can be controlled by alcohol. And a lot of
Yes.
people say, I'm not, but you drink 10 drinks per day, 12 drinks per day, and you're only thinking about drinking. Yes, but I'm not controlled by it. And they don't recognize it.
Yeah.
They say, what I learned from people that have been going to meetings and these kind of things with any addiction, the first step is recognizing the problem. Okay, that's the first step.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm a gambler. I'm an addict. I take drugs. I'm an alcoholic. That's the first step. Call you.
I call that Shields.
Yes, I call out Shields. Because again, the purpose of the show was about the concept of making fun, more than calling out. It's making fun of things that they are not like us. And I think it's also, there's another concept going in the mind, Tony. This is called completely different from what we have been talking about. That I think when the mind gets a concept that is beyond the program it has, it gives out this make fun of it, ridiculize it. For example, we're all gonna evolve and become beings of light. No, we have a physical eyes, we live in a physical world. That's impossible. The 5D. Okay. So make fun of it. Make fun of the people that think like again, you need to pull their legs too back so they don't give this information out. I think it's a program. Aliens. It's stupid. We're the only ones in the universe.
It's like
the other argument looks stupid to me, that all this universe and we're the only ones. But some people say no, aliens are stupid because I haven't seen one. Oh, so now you only believe in things you see. So then how those Wi-Fi works? You don't see it. You don't feel it. You don't smell it. Radio,
television,
satellite signals or whatever that some say don't come from satellites, and then we get in trouble. Okay, but
mobile phones.
All right, Tony. I don't have the time and no way to know how long we have been going to, but I think we have gone for a good half an hour, and we're using our data plans. Or is there anything else you would like to talk about? Sorry,
no, it's a great subject. There's so much more to that subject, which is kind of like you said, when you say something and they ridicule it, it's like a threat to their belief system. It's like all their life, they've built up their belief system, brick at a time. And they're proud of their belief system. You know, and it's like someone comes along with another idea and it's a threat to their, but that's got to go. That's no good. I can't believe in that. That's
I know
Ivory Tower. No.
Yes.
You know.
And I think, Tony, is similar. I know it's so tainted that people are going to laugh that I make this example. But at least mainstream history will tell us that around the year 1400, 1450, the notion in Europe was that there was no America, okay? There was just, they didn't know what was beyond those seas. And they didn't have the capacity as far as goes to explore it until Columbus came along and he asked for the money and the resources to the crown in Spain to go and explore, basically on a suicide mission. By the information you have, Tony, you don't know if there's something there. I believe the school of thought there was a waterfall somewhere. I laugh because who came with that system? But after a few thousand kilometers, the sea will just drop and recycle itself. I don't know. Even if in the 1400s, come on, guys, that was a laughable explanation. But so the notion that was ridiculized was, how is it possible there's land after thousands of kilometers or miles of ocean that we have no evidence of? We don't see it, we don't smell it, we don't hear it. We go with the senses. We have no visual evidence. Go with the visual evidence thing. Again, this notion, to believe in aliens, I need to see an alien. Well, not necessarily. Again, how does many things work that you don't understand are above your pay grade? What I think you need to do is embrace only to the possibility. Embrace to the possibility. I'm not saying believe it. I'm not saying believe in the 5D. I'm not saying believe in any of this. Because again, I'm not a new ager. I'm not subscribed to many of the things. I don't believe we have to do stuff, okay? I believe this stuff is coming to us, we like it or not, which is just an evolution of the human being. It's just that, an evolution, okay? But what I do believe is, I don't need to understand that, Tony. I don't need, to open to the possibility it exists, it doesn't have to go through my mind. That's what I'm trying to say.
If it comes my way, I'll have a look at it, I'll be open-minded, and I'll enjoy it, appreciate it. But I won't hold on to it and grasp it as if it's me, it's my life. I hold on to things. It's like, no, life's about enjoying it in the moment. What passes your eyes and your senses. So if I like that flower, I grab it and keep it in a box and keep looking at it every day, it's dead, it's gone. I should have left it in the garden to grow. It's like we grasp and hold on to things. We hoard things that we shouldn't. You know, we hoard knowledge. We hoard so much stuff, and it's the mind. It was to build things in our head, like a city in our head, a cathedral in our head, that it can say, "Yeah, I made that. That's mine. That is." When that's what causes all the problems, holding on to things. You know.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
the problem. That's the problem. Thank you, Tony, for another great show. And this was very different. And please, let's try to do a similar one. I know these are very difficult to do. It was an opportunity now that I share priority with Tony, pay my vacation. Maybe let's try. I'm out there. You try to be out there. But we can try, and maybe I can show you a piece of my city. The only thing is very warm, so we'll have to do it in the evening or something like that, because I don't think it will be out there in an hour or something. Extremely warm. Right now here is very humid, not so warm, but very humid with the sea on my back. So yeah, you start sweating. Also London, you say it's very humid. Yeah, it's out there by the sea. So, all right, Tony, thank you very much. And thank you. And for everyone watching, stay for the last 3 minutes of the show. Thank you.
Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start a new war. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.